Welcome to my video presentation for Unit B, determining the alkalinity or acidity of soil. Let's start with our equipment. Here we have 3 plastic cups, each representing a different depth of soil. Here we have our surface soil, which is just about the top, our middle soil, which is about 1 foot from the surface, and our deep soil, which is about 2 feet from the surface. Here we have my paper to help me record my results, my universal indicator to help give me an approximate pH, my mixing spatula to help me mix each solution, my garden trowel and my shovel to help me dig up dirt and get into that 2 foot depth. Here we have our measuring cup to help me collect soil and help me collect water to put in each solution. Here we have our measuring tape to help me measure within that 1 to 2 foot distance. And most importantly, safety. Here we have my gloves to help me protect myself from contamination and goggles to help me protect my eyes. And that is our equipment. Before we start our experiment, I'd like to point out our variables. So let's start with our manipulated variable, which is the depth at which the soil is collected at. So we have our surface soil, our middle soil collected at 1 foot from the surface, and our deep soil collected from 2 feet from the surface. Then we have our responding variable, which is the measured pH, which is obtained from buying universal pH strip indicators. And finally, our controlled variables, so which state what is consistent in each solution. So we have our equal amounts of soil in each cup, equal amount of water at 50 ml at each cup, the same kind of universal indicator that is used for each solution, and the mixing time at 45 seconds. Oh, so this is me after digging 2 feet down. This is so much. Alright, so after digging, we just collected our soil from each depth. Let's move on. Now I'll be adding water to each cup. We will now be dipping a pH strip in each respective solution, so we'll be starting with the surface soil. So we wait 2 minutes for this to settle, and we will get our results.
After the soil experiment, what are the results?
So our pH results for surface soil is about an 8. Our middle soil, measured about 1 foot from the surface, is about a 9. And our deep soil, measured about 2 feet from the surface, is about a 9 as well. So that averages out to about 8.7, which means the soil in my garden is alkaline.
While doing the experiment, what were some of the challenges you faced?
Yeah, so one of the challenges I faced was definitely digging up the soil, because 2 feet isn't really, it's not easy to dig into, so you had to really get in there. So that was definitely a challenge. And another challenge was looking for the right equipment, looking for the right tools for the experiment. So for example, I had to go out of my way to just buy the universal indicators, I had to go out of my way to buy cups, I had to go to the tool store just to get a shovel and a shovel to dig up the dirt. So yeah, that was definitely a challenge, but in the end we got there.
After your experiment, what did you learn, and if so, did you learn something new?
So yeah, I definitely learned that preparation is key when it comes to experiments, because if I was not prepared, I didn't have the right procedures, didn't have the right tools, then this would be a very hard experiment for me. Luckily, I prepared and everything went very, very smooth. And another thing that I learned was that 2 heads are better than 1. I did end up brainstorming on the experiment with my sister and a couple of my friends, and I learned that it was very easy because, it's better that I'm doing something with someone else and we're combining our talents rather than me struggling to do it on my own. A significant advantage of this experiment was that it was easy to conduct and easy to repeat, meaning it was easy to get consistent results. Another significant advantage was the tools and equipment that were needed for this experiment were easily accessible. As for our limitations and shortcomings, our paper pH strips only give an approximate pH, not the exact. Using a digital pH meter would actually give much more accurate data. So, to improve this experiment, to level up, we would go as far as to sending soil samples to a lab to determine the exact pH, the exact alkalinity, to determine the exact composition of the soil and the minerals in it.
Go to the final conclusion of this experiment.
Yes, so after the experiment, I can therefore conclude that the soil in our garden is alkaline with an average pH of 8.7. Possible reasons could stem from our fertilizer that we apply 2 to 3 times annually. Our fertilizer could contain high amounts of buffering minerals such as magnesium, sodium, calcium, and so forth. Another possible reason is that our soil was alkaline from the very beginning, meaning it already had those buffering minerals at a high capacity already. And so with that concludes my experiment. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you learned a lot from me as I have learned a lot from this experiment. Thank you.